Hey guys, it's Friday! Yep, I'm hoping you're enjoying a beautiful day like I'm enjoying right now. Woke up this morning at 54 degrees. The high today is only going to be 80. Absolutely picture perfect. Now, today I was going to do a video about my lawn tractor, but we're going to put that off on the back burner and maybe do that for Monday's video or Tuesday's next week. Today I want to start something new and see how it goes over and see if you guys like it. And if you like it, I will do a lot more of these. I'm going to do what I'm going to call story time. Alright? I got a story I want to tell, and I got the idea off Good Mythical Morning, off Rhett and Link. I told you guys one of my favorite things about that show is when they tell stories of their life growing up. And that's what I want to do today. I got a story in mind, and yeah, I want to present it and see how you guys like it. And if you guys are totally cool with story time, maybe we can do this for a while on Fridays. And then sometimes have weekend tidbits of shows I watched on Netflix. Don't think there's going to be one this weekend, because I'm going to be busy this weekend, so I'm going to take them 2 days off. But I'll be back Monday. But until then, enjoy the story I got to tell you, and let's give this a shot. I wonder if I could sit down the whole time doing this. You think I can? You think I could actually sit in one place while I tell this whole story? I don't think so, because I like to walk around, but let's give it a shot. Story takes place in about 1983, okay? I was 17 years of age, and at that time, I was just like your average teenager. I was going to school, I had a full-time job, and yeah. And I actually used to spend a lot of time over at my sister's house, which lived in Cincinnati, Ohio. And she lived in a very, very bad neighborhood at the time. Yep, I'm up walking around. Sorry guys, I like to walk as I talk. So, basically, I get over there one evening and my sister was somewhere else, okay? She was at a friend's house and her boyfriend at the time was going to pick her up later. Now, let me explain her boyfriend. I'm not mentioning no names, but the guy was kind of cool, you know? I thought he was awesome, but what was so cool about the guy was the car he owned. He had a Mach 1 Mustang, souped up. This car was badass, guys. It was souped up, bad to the bone. Any chance I got to ride in this car, I was going to do it, of course. So basically, it came time for us to go pick my sister up. And he says, Mike, want to come with? And my nephew, Joshua, was there too. He was young at the time. So I basically, I didn't buckle him in the back seat. Back in that time, you didn't really have to wear seatbelts. It's true. Back in the 80s, seatbelts were just a nuisance at that time. But you should always buckle up today, though. Not only is the law, it saves lives. But anyway, the car didn't really have seat belts in it, so I put Joshua in the back seat, and we went to go get my sister. Well, the guy knew I liked this car, so him being in his 30s, he's going to show off a little bit. He's going to burn rubber here, burn rubber there, and next thing you know, we're doing donuts, we're going around the corner sideways, fishtailing it, and I was getting a little nervous. I was like, dude, seriously, don't do that, okay? I know your car is badass. I know you're a heck of a good driver, but you're starting to scare me, and you're definitely scaring Joshua. Stop it, okay? Stop it. So after about maybe a good 30 minutes of him showing off and burning rubber everywhere, he finally listened to me and says, okay, man, I stop. So we did. Well, guess what? It was a little too late, because the cop gets up right behind us. Right behind us. And he looks over at me, my sister's boyfriend, says, he turns his lights on, I'm running them. My reply to that was, I said, no. He turns the lights on, we pull over. Dude, no. And we're at a red light, okay? And he says, no, I'm running them, Mike. I said, listen, the most you'll get is a ticket. I will help pay for your freaking ticket, dude. Seriously, do not run this cop, please. You are scaring the death out of my nephew as it is, and me. Do not run this cop. Pull over. He says, no. I will blow him out of the water, Mike. So sure enough, the light turns green. We go through the light and there goes them lights on. The cop turned his lights on, the pull was over. He slammed that car down at a low one, and holy shit. Excuse my French, guys. This video may have some cursing in it, I'm sorry. But I was like, holy crap. I mean, literally punched that gas in. I was like, way back in the seat. Next thing I know, we are flying. Holy smoke. And you can hear the sirens, because the police officer turned the sirens on immediately. You can hear the sirens, woo, 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 getting further behind us. And next thing you know, we're not hearing the sirens anymore. But he is flat out getting it. He is hitting these curves at a high speed. We're going sideways. We're completely skidding completely out and turning the whole car around and taking up this street. And at one point in time, we was almost on two wheels. I mean, it was just, imagine a race car driver, a NASCAR driver. Imagine him in a neighborhood on roads. That's what this guy was driving. And I was terrified. So the whole time, my nephew behind was crying. He was screaming. I'm begging him to stop. So I lean over the seat and take my hands and hold my nephew, Josh, down in the seat. I held him there for a safety precaution. And the whole time I'm sitting there, it's like, please, please, pull over, stop. For God's sakes, you lost him. Please, stop. Because we are terrified. And he's just, oh my Lord, have mercy. He was, I mean, the things we went through, doing donuts, sliding around this, going around this corner, at high rates of speed, guys. It was just suicide. Then he skids into one road, and then we're talking skids into it, you know, and takes off down this one road and kind of loses control a little bit, and sideswipes 5 cars. Boom, 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 boom. And finally, something happened to his wheel, and it kind of like fell off. So we skidded off into the bushes. He gets up, gets out of his car, and looks at me and says, Mike, every man for themselves, and takes off running. Whoop. Well, I get out of the car, and you got to remember now, I'm scared to death. My nephew's terrified. I slowly get out of the car. I get him out of the car. I pick him up. I'm holding on to him. And I was there for about maybe a good 3 minutes before the cops finally showed up. Finally, we started hearing the police cars come. We was there, I say, a total of 4 minutes before these police officers showed up. So I got Joshua in my arms. He's about 4 years old. He might have been 5 years old. I think he's about 5 years old. He's in my arms, way too young for this moron to be doing what he was doing. And the cops show up. And the cop gets out of his car, and the first thing I said was, he ran that way. Cops, a bunch of cops went off that way, and a few other cops came up to me. It was like, okay. I said I was the passenger, was headed to get my sister Teresa, and the guy said he was going to run you. I begged him to stop. You think I was going to protect this guy? Hell no. He put my life and my nephew's life in danger. Hell no, I wasn't protecting him. He was a moron. So what's the first thing the cop does after he makes sure we're okay? He goes over to the car and opens up the hood. He says, oh my God, no wonder he outran me. And I said, yeah. He brags about how souped up this car is, and I guess as you found out, it is. He says, when I was, okay, let me skip ahead a little bit. Finally, they caught the guy. They caught my sister's boyfriend. Okay, they finally caught him, and they was taking him off to jail. Well, my nephew and I hopped in another police car, and they was going to take us. Well, I thought they was going to take us home, but they didn't at first. But on the way, he was showing us the route. He wanted me to show him the route we went. Well, I said, to the best of my knowledge, but most of the time, I'm holding my nephew down in the seat, and I didn't really get to see everywhere we went. But it wasn't hard to find. All we had to do was look for the black skid marks everywhere. And he says, all I know is when he took off, he left me like I was sitting still. I said, yeah, I know. So we finally, after he does the report, and yeah, the best part is, oh, you're going to love this. We wasn't able to leave the scene for at least another hour. We had to sit there for a while because the police officers had to go, and I had to point out each car he sideswiped, so they could go knock on the doors and find out who the owners of these cars are. And then tell them, Okay, didn't have to fill out a report. The police officer wasn't happy about that. Don't blame him. I wouldn't be either. But I had to point out each car he sideswiped. So finally, we're pulling into the police station. I was hoping the police officer was going to take us all the way home, but he didn't. He says, okay, are you guys able to walk home from here? I was like, yeah. We're about a mile up the road. And so the whole time I'm carrying my nephew home, I'm sitting there, it's like, my sister Teresa, she still hasn't been picked up yet. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And she's going to be angry with her boyfriend for what he did. So finally I get home. My sister Debbie was there because she lived above my sister. And I told Deb, my sister, what happened, and we all three went and got my sister. And my sister Debbie drove really easy. She always was a good driver. She never did any of that garbage. Picked up my sister Teresa, and yeah, let's just say she wasn't a happy camper. No, she wasn't happy at all. You know, not only he put her son's life in danger, put her brother's life in danger too. Needless to say, that relationship didn't last after that. But yeah, guys, that's my story. That happened in 1983. It was the only police chase I've ever been in, and I never want to repeat that again. It scared me to death. Now, I do have an afterthought after the story. I want to tell you, the very next day, I was driving out to see a girlfriend I had that was about 60 miles away. It was a long-distance relationship. Yeah. So I was on my way out there. I get pulled over by a police officer for speeding. Yeah. I was going 5 miles over. When the policeman pulled me over, and he comes up to the window, I was basically in tears. Yes, 17 years old, I was basically in tears, and the policeman says, son, you mind getting out of the car? What is the matter? And I told him everything I went through the night before. Everything. And do you know he let me off? He sure did. He says, I need you to calm down. And he sat there for about a good 15 minutes talking to me like he was my father. Yeah. He says, these things happen. You can't choose, you know, the path we go in life. You know, some things, bad things do happen to good people. And you was just caught up in the middle of this. He says, for this, I'm going to let you off the hook. But slow your ass down. Yeah, I remember this very well. But guys, story time. If you guys like the story today, let me know. Because I'm telling you something. I'm going to tell you something. I'm a 52-year-old man now. Pretty much all I do, I'm a family man. I work out a lot. I don't do anything. Nothing really adventure happens to me nowadays. Nothing really big. But growing up, I had a lot of things happen. And if you guys are cool with it, I like to tell story time. As long as I got the stories, and how long they last out, I don't know. Every Friday. And to be completely honest with you, I told my kids these stories, and I tell my stories so much to my children. Whenever I start a story with my children, they always say, oh, Dad, we heard that one already. But you guys haven't. So maybe I could tell them to you all. So if you guys are cool with this, leave me a comment. Say, Mike, story time, cool. Yes, let's do it. And every Friday I have a new story. But if you're like, nah, I don't want to see that in your videos, Mike, that's cool too. We'll come up with something entirely different, okay? The choice is yours. Alright? Alright, guys, until next time, enjoy your weekend. My weekend's going to be a little busy, but it's still going to be nice. So enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you Monday morning. First thing Monday morning. Come on, guys. Let's get out of here.
If you like today's video, give me a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, subscribe. Why not? You do know sometimes we have okay videos. Sometimes. Until next time, guys. Oh, what the hell? Let's get out of here.